Hello, this is SJ Talks and Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Um, Black people is messing with Simone Biles again. Black people are messing with Simone Biles. I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm outside, so you probably can't see me, but the cameras looks dark. Anywho. They messing with Simone Biles again, talking about her hair. Black people, and I know it ain't nobody but black folks. It ain't nobody but black folks. Black people are talking about her hair again, instead of worrying about her gymnastic ability. They're worried about how her hair looks. See, they did this crap the last time she was in the Olympics. They talked about her and Gabby Douglas's hair as well. They trashed her for her hair. Gabby, I'm not sure why Gabby wasn't on the team this year. I love gymnastics. Gymnastics is one of my favorite sports. I'm not having a hard time tuning into the Olympics, so I haven't had a chance to catch the last couple of days, but hopefully I can get some playbacks. I love gymnastics. It's one of my favorite sports. Simone Biles, love her. She is the GOAT. She's the GOAT. And I hear she won a medal. But like I said, I gotta tune into YouTube. I don't have cable, so they say it's on NBC, but I don't have cable, and I'm having a hard time tuning into NBC on my regular. My NBC should be in my regular channels, but for some reason, I can't pull it up on my regular channel, so I'm going to have to subscribe to Peacock, the Peacock channel. They done went up on their prices, so I'm going to have to go ahead and subscribe to Peacock so I can catch it on Peacock. So, anywho, because I like swimming, diving, track. I want to see Sha'Carri Richardson in track. And I already missed some of the gymnastics, but I'm going to see if I can catch the replays. Anyway, gymnastics is one of my favorite sports, and I've always watched those girls. Whenever I get a chance, I always try to watch them. I'm proud of them all. When I watch Simone, that's the last thing on my mind is her hair. Literally. I'm not even paying attention to her hair. I'm looking at the craft. I'm looking at her amazing gymnastic ability, because I am a fan of gymnastics. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm focusing on. That's what I'm focusing on. I could care less about how her hair looks. So that's why it just baffles me how black folks is always so worried about talking about her hair. You know what? It's like I said in my last video about when I talked about Sonia Massey. You had to get a chance to look at that. Check that video out where Ben Crump confirmed that she didn't throw the pot. That one. I'm a little heated in that video. I'm a little hot in that video. Because I talked about how, we are our own worst enemies. Black people, we have so much hatred towards each other, and it's really sad. It's really sad that we have so much hatred towards each other. And we can't understand why we can't get ahead as a people. We can't understand why we can't get ahead as a people. We can't understand why we're so behind as a people. Why we still got to deal with racism and all that. Do you know that we can minimize the effects of systematic racism? We can minimize it. Can we totally eliminate it? No, because we can't control what other people do. However, we can minimize the effects. Have you ever heard the saying, I can't change other people, but I can change me? Have you ever heard of that? Have you ever heard of saying, I say it all the time, I can't change other people, but I can change me? Okay? We can't change other people. We can't change society, but we can change us. The change has to start with us. First of all, we're being disobedient to God, not having love amongst our own people. What did God say in the Bible? He said, have love amongst each other. We're being disobedient to God, not having love amongst each other, and having all this hatred towards one another. This gender war that we got going on between black men and women, which is keeping our families divided. It's keeping our families divided, which in turn our children suffer. We don't have strong black families like we should. I'm not against interracial relationship, but at the same time, because of the things that we are dealing with, we need strong black families. I do believe in a strong black family structure. But as long as we got this hatred going on against each other, we're not going to have strong black families. All the races of people have love amongst their own people. They stick by their people. We are the only race of people that don't stick together. We're the only race of people that don't stick by each other. And it's really, really sad. It's really disheartening to me. And it's really, really sad. But we always talk about that. Isn't that what we always talk about? Oh, how we don't stick together, but we never do anything about it. If we stick together and build like other communities do, we could minimize the effects of racism. I've talked about this in other videos. We can minimize the effects of racism, but at first we got to walk in obedience. We are disobedient to God by not having love amongst each other. All this hatred that we have amongst each other, this gender war, black men against black women. We're just doing exactly what Satan wants to do. We're just playing right into his hands. And if that Trump trick his way into office again, we're going to be in a lot of trouble because he does not like black people. And we are going to be, I don't care what he's saying now, he's going to tell black people what we want to hear because he wants to get into office. Duh. That's a no-brainer. He's going to say what we want to hear so we can, unfortunately, there's a lot of black people that are drinking the Kool-Aid. They're drinking the Kool-Aid and they're falling for the bait. He's going to tell us, tickle our ears and tell us what we want to hear so we can go to the polls and vote for him. And when black people vote for him and he get into office, come on now. He has his own family members saying that he's a racist. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to go into all that about Trump, but I'm just saying that when he gets into office, if he don't make it into, or if Camellia don't make it into office and he gets into office, if we're divided, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. If we don't have any unity amongst each other, we're gonna be in trouble. They talk about it could be a possible race war. Well, we ain't gonna win it. We ain't gonna win it because we be shooting up, we be killing up our own army. We be shooting up, unaliving our own army. How you gonna fight against somebody else and you unaliving your own army? We unalive our own people. And then we're unaliving the women at alarming rates, which means that we're literally committing genocide against our own people. We're committing genocide against our own people because when you unalive the women in the community, then you don't have, women give birth to children. And black women, we give birth to children. And when you unalive a high rate of women in the community, then the black birth rates are already going down. So we're literally committing genocide against our own people. But you got so many of our people that's walking in the dark. So many of our people that's just blind and just got their eyes closed and they're walking in the dark. And just feeding into Satan. Just feeding into Satan and not being disobedient to God. And then we don't understand why we in the situation we in. We don't understand why we got to keep enduring all this stuff. We get mad when the police kill with black men and women, but we do it to each other. Because statistically, the police are killing our people, are not killing our people, are unaliving. Oh, I keep forgetting to say unalive. The police are unaliving our people at, we are unaliving our own people at much higher rates than what the police is doing, what the white police is doing. But we only seem to be outraged. I'm outraged. Came on here and talked about black femicide many times. But where is the outrage when we're doing it to each other? See? We don't have that same energy. We don't have that same energy when we're doing it to each other. Now, when a white police officer unalives a black woman or a black man, then we're outraged. But where is that same outrage when we're doing it to each other? You're unaliving the women in the community and the children as well. The children are our future, so when you unalive the children, then okay, the children are our future. Okay, they're going to be the ones that's going to take care of us in the future. So when you unalive them, then, and our young people, then, okay, and the women, because the women are bringing forth the children, then isn't that genocide? Isn't that genocide? Aren't we committing genocide against our own people? Black people need to wake up, and I've said this many times. Wake up, black people. We need to stop all this hatred. Worried about Simone Biles' hair. You know what? We got much bigger fish to fry than to be worried about Simone Biles' hair. We better unify, and we better do it now. Or otherwise, it's going to be detrimental. It's going to be detrimental for our people. God keeps sending us warnings. He's giving us knowledge. Black people got a lot of knowledge. People to be thinking black people stupid. No, black people got a lot of knowledge. God has given us knowledge. He just didn't give it to other races. He gave it to us. Okay? Black folks are smart. Black people got a lot of knowledge. But you know the problem is that black people do not use that knowledge. That's really sad when you're given something and you don't use it. Our people in the past, when they built a Black Wall Street, they used that knowledge that God gave them. They used the resources that God made available to them, and they created a community. It was destroyed, but it was done. And it was done at a time where black people had absolutely zero rights. They did it at a time when black people had no rights. And look at us. We got all the rights. We got all these rights that has been given to us that our people had to shed blood and die for us to have. And what are we doing? We're squandering it. We're squandering it. We're not making use of it. If they did it with no rights then of course we can do it now. But we won't do it because we're so busy being against each other. We're so busy with all this hatred towards each other. And that is ultimately going to destroy. It's already destroying our community. And it's going to destroy our community even more. And if there is a race war, God forbid, I pray it's not going to be, but God forbid if there is, we are not going to win. We're not going to win it. Because for one thing, we're unaliving our own soldiers, our own people. Second of all, at alarming rates. Second of all, we're not mentally and emotionally prepared to deal with a race war because we're so divided. We're so divided. We're too divided. And guess what? White people and the other races of people know that we're not unified. They know that we're not unified. An Asian man came on was he on TikTok? He came on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, said that black people, instead of black folks spending money with their own people, they coming to spend money with us, and they should be spending money with their own people. He said he thought black people were stupid because black people steady be spending money with them, but won't spend money with and pour money into their own businesses. An Asian man said that. Asian people, well, they think all Americans are stupid, but they really think black people are stupid. And isn't that what we do? We pour money into other communities. But we won't support our own people. We won't support our own people. It's sad. We always think the white man's, it's like what brother Claude Anderson said. He wrote some great books. We always think the white man's ice is colder. We think the Asian people's ice is colder. We're so quick to support other people. We don't want to support our own. And it's going to wind up being to our own detriment. Stop worrying about Simone's hair. We got much bigger fish to fry. We got to stop this hatred amongst each other, and we better stop it now. I've said this many, many, many other times. But who listens to me? I'm just a little rinky-dink YouTuber, right? Wake up, black people. Wake up before it's too late. Wake up. The Bible said we shall perish for a lack of knowledge. The problem is we don't lack knowledge. We do have it. We just ain't using it. And that's makes it even more of a tragedy. Hit that like, I gotta go, but hit that like, subscribe, and share. Think about what I said. You guys be careful out there and have a blessed day.